What's up, guys? Back with another video from the Geo Crew. Today we're going to be reviewing the tournament, the games that have happened this week. No need the intro, let's get straight into it. Our first game, Rolando GPT versus we had a forfeit in Um's favor. What do you think of that, Henry?
Yeah, Rolando GPT, he was the favored one in that matchup, so it was a kind of mysterious forfeit there. Unfortunate for him because he could have won that game and gone further on in the bracket, but he does get relegated to the loser's bracket, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. And then next we have Will Bill versus Leaf Blower, which overall I am a little bit surprised given the fact that Leaf Blower is new and Will Bill has had plenty of experience, not necessarily on the good side, but still, what do you make of it?
Yeah, well, you could tell from the beginning that Leaf Blower was obviously the stronger opponent in that game. I think regardless of the fact that even if Will Bill continued to play in that decisive second game, I think he still would have lost 2-0. It was a good showing from Leaf Blower in his first ever competitive GeoGuessr game in this tourney. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him continue on in this tournament.
Yes, and then obviously we had a very predictable Jedu sweep. The fact that he got two 6K wins was a little bit surprising, but all was expected.
Yeah, Jedu, another really strong performance, as Kyle just mentioned, the two flawless victories. Yeah, making his case for why he should not be the 11 seed and why he's definitely a title contender. But yeah, very strong performance from him. Yeah, he's making his next opponent who had a bye, Bing Chiling, he's making him tremble.
For sure. Next, we have, unfortunately, another forfeit. Neon Ghost forfeits to Rochelle Lee. We kind of expected it. Any interesting thoughts?
Yeah, I think Rochelle Lee would have won that game anyways. For Neon Ghost, he does get relegated to the losers bracket. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna perform because we haven't seen him in action yet.
Yup, and then the first battle of two in the quarterfinals, as we have all our games locked in. Two of them have been played, or I should say one has been played, one has been forfeited. Real quick, let's get to the forfeited first, and then we'll move on to the only played game. T-Popper over definitely an expected result, but what do you make of it?
Yeah, I wish they could have played, but yeah, I think T Popper would have won that pretty easily in a sweep. I'm pretty sure that's what I predicted. But yeah, so T Popper, we haven't seen T Popper yet in this tournament, and he gets a free ticket to the semifinals. So I don't know. Who knows, like if there's gonna be like an upset or something because of like the rust or something. But I'm sure he's been practicing.
Yep. And then finally, the last game that we will cover in this episode of the Geo Cruise Tournament Review. G6 versus Rochelle Lee, our only played quarterfinal game so far. Hopefully we'll have more in the coming week. What do you think of this comfortable victory for G6?
Yeah, probably the most interesting game of this tourney so far. Again, unfortunate that there were a lot of forfeits, but it was an interesting game, and Rochelle Lee almost made things really interesting by winning the game too. But G6 just snuck by. He survived on 1,540 points. I felt like G6 played subpar, and yeah, it doesn't look like he deserves that 2 seed right now. So a worrying performance for G6, but who knows if that spells dooms for him or that could just be motivation for him to improve. We'll see what he does in the semifinals.
And a new segment, it's going to be called Guess of the Week. So in that week of competition, we will be going over a guess. This week, it will be G6's guess against Rochelle Lee in Game 2, Round 7, to beat Rochelle and move on to the next round. Henry, what do you think of this guess?
Yeah, it was a great guess from Nirad to end the game on a high multiplier. Yeah, so first of all, it's good that he recognized that this is a pretty urban area of India, because in the background you see some pretty tall buildings and you see some cranes indicating that it's an area of further development. And I'm pretty sure this white car might be specific to Delhi. But yeah, I wouldn't go any more south here because I don't see any palm trees. Because palm trees are a huge indicator to like a southern city like Bengaluru or Hyderabad. So yeah, great guess from Nirad. I could see why Rochelle goes over there. I mean, I kind of like would have wanted her to like go more central if she didn't know, but yeah, unfortunate for her there. But yeah, great guess from Nirad.
Yup, and that will do our episode for this week. Come back next week, subscribe to the channel so you stay updated and get better at GeoGuessr. Like I said, we're going to do more tutorials in the future and updates. Peace.